Our breaking news coverage continues. The U.S. government says it has evidence that a surface-to-air missile has brought down the Malaysian Airlines flight over eastern Ukraine. All 295 people on board were killed. The Ukrainian government says separatists supported by Russia are responsible, but they have so far denied this. Roy Ruttenberg is live for us in Kiev with the very latest. Roy?
Those comments, Phil, coming from Washington echoed the sentiments that we heard from Ukrainian officials on Thursday evening, saying that a Buk missile was used to shoot down that plane. That was a very early accusation coming out here following those initial images of that crash, and the debris spread across a number of different kilometers. It spread a great distance. We saw lots of bodies from that wreckage, passports spread out in the scene, travel books indicating that some of these were tourists going on holiday. And again, the first thing we heard was accusations, not just from the Ukrainian side, but also from the Russian side, denials that there was any Russian involvement, denials from the separatists saying that they had the capabilities to do this sort of thing. And we saw that the Ukrainian security chief here released audio, which he says proves that there was Russian involvement and that separatists claimed responsibility. Now, if we look at that flight path for MH17, we see that it left Amsterdam, that it was supposed to enter Russian airspace at about 5:20 p.m. Moscow time, 4:20 local time. It did not do that, and it lost contact with flight controllers shortly beforehand. We understand that there were no survivors in that crash. This is a very difficult time, of course, for Malaysian Airlines, obviously having that crash back in March. And of course, many people are already asking questions, never mind just about the conflict, but why was that airliner, a passenger airliner, flying through an area that's known to be so volatile? And Ukraine says this is no coincidence. Just in the last few days, two of its planes, military planes, were shot down, it says, by Russians and by those separatists.
Roy, we have so many questions and so many related to why. Let me ask you this. The investigation, we won't know more answers until the investigation is complete, but it can't be done until they can get investigators to that site. Has there been any discussion who will actually lead that investigation, the NTSB, the Russian officials, or any other international organization?
Well, indeed, you know, a regular crash site is already difficult as it is, but this is in effect a crash site in the middle of a war zone, and there's a battle over the turf, Ukraine saying that is Ukrainian territory. They should be leading the investigation. The separatists saying this is the independent, autonomous, independent state, the Donetsk People's Republic, as they call it, saying that they may hand over the black box to Russian officials. We heard from the Dutch Foreign Ministry urging everybody involved to give unfettered access to investigators, and suggestions that there might even be a 72-hour truce between Ukraine's military and the separatists to allow investigators to access the site. There's very little known about those 295 passengers, except some information coming out about the nationalities. 154 Dutch passengers, more than half of those traveling, were among those who were killed. A very devastating blow for the Netherlands. And here in Kiev, many locals already visited the Dutch embassy, leaving flowers and condolences on Thursday night.
Yeah, certainly we don't want to forget about the victims on board that crash. Roy Ruttenberg, I know it's late in the evening there. Thank you very much.